Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver George Pickens calls out many cornerbacks around the NFL, including Jalen Ramsey and Xavien Howard, saying that they can't guard him and that he's the best in the world. Also, stay tuned to the end of the video because the Pittsburgh Steelers have also signed a running back this morning on top of the running back they signed last night. So, George Pickens, he recently sat down in an interview with Kevin Clark for The Ringer, and he said a lot of stuff in the interview that was worth noting, and he showed a lot of confidence. So in this video, I'm going to break down everything he said. Here we go. Here's this quote. "The stuff that I do, bro, I feel like I'm the best in the whole world. As far as what you'd use to build a receiver, I'm the ideal guy. I'm big, I'm fast, low 4.4 speed, a catch radius is crazy. So every time I get out on the field, I do kind of play angry because I should get the ball on every play. If you just look at my size and frame, if I was a coach, I just throw to him every time." So, with that last quote, I guess we know why now that he was getting mad last season in his rookie year whenever Kenny Pickett or other quarterbacks wouldn't throw him the ball. He would throw kind of a tantrum on the sideline, get mad at the quarterback, get mad at the coaches, whoever tried talking to him, and obviously he feels like he's the best wide receiver in the world and he should get catches and targets whenever, and he could really help the team. So when he didn't get those targets and catches, then he started getting mad. But also, I want to give you his next quote in the interview because he did say that he realizes that's just not how it works. He can't get all the targets, he can't get all the catches. Here's his quotes. "I love getting the ball, and when I'm not getting the ball, I play angry, so the attention is back on me. I basically draw attention to myself." So, that could be taken two ways. That could be taken he's playing extra hard, so the cornerbacks and the defense pays more attention to him and it allows other guys to get more open, or it can mean that he throws a tantrum and that the attention is on him off the field as well. But I believe obviously he means that he's playing more harder because he wants to prove that he should get the ball. So, the reason why you probably clicked on this video, George Pickens, he has called out other cornerbacks around the league like Xavien Howard and Jalen Ramsey, saying that they cannot guard him. Here's his quote. "I always beat DBs who are overthinkers, and what's crazy is the overthinkers are Xavien Howard and Jalen Ramsey, and those guys are the best, and that's why I think most DBs can't really check me." So, that quote can be taken multiple ways. It could be taken as though he's saying Jalen Ramsey and Xavien Howard are one of the best in the league, but it also could be taken as if he's saying, if those two are the best cornerbacks in the league and they can't guard me, how can any other cornerback guard me in the league? So, one last thing before I move on to the second topic in the video like I mentioned earlier, I want to talk about George Pickens basically saying that he messes with the overthinkers at the defensive back position and how he plays angry. We all know that he loves to push the cornerbacks down when they're seated in the toilet position, meaning that they're down low and they're not in a good position to actually block, meaning that when George Pickens recently pushed down Joey Porter Jr. in the practice, I just want to talk about that type of situation. For example, this is what George Pickens had to say about that. "That's part of my game, the absurdness. Nobody ever thought to do this. Cornerbacks are worried about their feet, their hand placement, and they don't realize that they're on their heels in a seated chair position. All I have to do is push." And that was a shock to everyone because people are like, it's not illegal, but I never thought to do it. So it's become one of my go-tos. So, just in a short time, George Pickens has put up a whole highlight tape of him just pushing around defensive backs. He's done it in college multiple times. You could go ahead and watch them on YouTube. And then also, he's already done it with the Steelers a lot. Just from his first preseason game, he did it. Second preseason game, did it. Regular season, he's done it. So, this is his go-to move, and obviously he feels as though he could throw around defensive backs in a legal way. And that's only a good thing because you want wide receivers to be engaged in the offense when they're not catching the ball. And if he's doing it in the run game, that means that he's focused on the game plan. We love wide receivers that just don't lay down and let a cornerback, let a linebacker go through them and make a tackle. You want them to engage in the block and actually throw the block to help out the offense. And that's what George Pickens does, putting himself on the line, going after the defensive backs and the linebackers in his way. There's even one clip of him versus the Saints pushing a defensive end to the ground, so you know that he could do it at a high level. But all in all, for George Pickens last season, he put up 52 catches for 801 yards and 4 catching touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown. That's a lot of production for a wide receiver who's a rookie who is dealing with cornerback change on their team. From Mitchell Trubisky struggling to Kenny Pickett struggling early on and just bad quarterback play throughout the year until later on in the season. And he was dealing with not getting targeted for a whole first 3 quarters and then only getting targeted in the 4th quarter. So imagine if he gets more targets and he gets more throws down the field this season. He could put up amazing production for the Steelers if he just gets targeted and the quarterback situation deals with itself. So let's move on to the signing the Pittsburgh Steelers have done. We all know yesterday the Steelers signed Levet, but today they made another move at the running back position. They worked out Greg Bell yesterday, and now they signed him to a 1-year contract. And this is a corresponding move because the team have also released running back Jason Huntley. The Pittsburgh Steelers roster remains full now at 90 players. So let me just give you some background information on Bell. He went and signed as undrafted free agent with the Detroit Lions in 2022 after he had a career at San Diego State running for 1,728 yards and 15 touchdowns. He began his career at Arizona Western at JUCO before transferring to Nebraska, and then he eventually finding himself a home at SDSU. He spent 2022 with the Detroit Lions on IR though, with a hamstring injury, and then he was waived from the team in July 23rd of this year. It didn't take much for him to find a new home with the Pittsburgh Steelers because obviously if he was waived in July, now it's August 1st, so within a month he finds a new home with the Steelers. So, just in case if you don't know, Alfonso Graham, he's now out for season with a torn labrum, and the Pittsburgh Steelers make corresponding moves for it, signing 2 new running backs. So basically, the end of their running back depth chart, they kind of redone it and added new guys. But just like yesterday when I was talking about Levet, I'm not going to sit here and act as if Greg Bell has a great chance to make the team, because he doesn't. Maybe he has a great chance to make the practice squad if he shows out, but I really believe Anthony McFarland Jr. is his spot to lose for the number 3 spot, and we all know the other 2 positions, Najee Harris, Jalen Warren, those guys are locks to make the team. So it's going to be a battle between Levet and Greg Bell to see who's going to end up on the Pittsburgh Steelers practice squad. And for Jason Huntley, he has more NFL experience, but the Pittsburgh Steelers obviously decided to cut him and go with the other guys that they just signed the past 2 days. So I wish them all the best of luck and make the best person win and compete for the battle. But with that being said, let me know down in the comments below, how do you feel about this video? How do you feel as though George Pickens saying that he's the best wide receiver in the entire NFL and that he gets angry when he doesn't get the ball because he feels as though at his size and at his skill set, he should get it on every single play because he could be a difference maker? And also, how do you feel about him talking about other cornerbacks like Jalen Ramsey and Xavien Howard, saying that they overthink it too much and that he owns cornerbacks like that? And also, how do you feel about the Steelers signing this new running back, Greg Bell, to the roster? Do you believe they should have kept Jason Huntley, or do you believe that this is a new good signing for their team? Let me know down in the comments below. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel down below as well if you like Steelers content and analysis reports. Like the video, turn on post notifications down below for this channel as well so you get notified whenever I post the next Steelers video. Click that bell down below so you never miss out. Put on push notifications so you get the updates on all new Steelers news, rumors, and reports. I covered it all this offseason, and I'll continue to cover it all as we head into preseason and the regular season. This is the best one spot for all Pittsburgh Steelers news, rumors, and reports. And if you don't want to have to go anywhere else and just want to have to stay in one spot to get everything Pittsburgh Steelers, then this is a spot for it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on notifications, and I'll see you guys all later. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.